Tim from skirexmedia.com once again, repping the Star Wars shirt and the hat. Why? Tonight's guests are very much in touch with nerd culture, pop culture, Star Wars, maybe even bigger fans than I am, or maybe even more knowledgeable. Who knows? But they're not more knowledgeable about skiing, and that's what we're going to see what happens when those two worlds collide, if there is a collision. Stay tuned. By the way, if you got kids, you might not want to have them watch this one. This is your parental advisory, adult themes, adult content, adult language. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say rated R, but I'm not going to say rated G either, all right? So let's see where nerd culture and ski culture come together on tonight's episode of the Ski Rex Media Podcast. As I said, Tim from skirexmedia.com, and today I do have two guests. Mike on the left, Justin on the right. What's going on, gentlemen?
How's it going?
Nerdaties LLC representing Nerdy Jersey's finest.
You can listen. You can plug all you want later on. I don't care about that. We'll just do that later. As I said. By the way, dude. By the way, I kind of feel like a prick. Mike joined the 40 Club today, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
I didn't forget.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, quick story. I got my first surprise party last night, and it was barely a surprise party.
Barely?
It almost got completely ruined. Yeah, because it was set up as a Halloween party. We often have a late Halloween party in our family, and it's usually like the Saturday at the end of the month, like even if it's early into November. Mm-hmm. And usually, and that happens, it's right with like that midnight is my birthday, so it's always like, oh, let's do a shot for Mike. And now that we're old, it's just like, oh, let's pat him on the back. Apparently, it was a full surprise party, and my father got there the exact same time I did. That was the dead giveaway. It should have been the dead giveaway because my father doesn't do shit.
No,
he goes nowhere, and he walked in with me when it's dark out. I'm like, wow, this is weird. What are you doing here? I'm a fucking idiot. That should have given it away instantly. But I walked up the stairs of my cousin's house and just got dead eyes from a room full of people.
Because we saw your stepmom,
okay,
Leanne. She was up first, so we're like, oh, is Mike still outside? And then we saw your head come up the stairs. We're like, nope, he's here. Yeah, fuck.
Classic Higgins family clusterfuck.
I love it. Hey, what if you can't have a clusterfuck with your family? Who can you have one with? So
the aristocrats.
I love the aristocrats. We could talk that all you want. So let's talk, though, instead of talking movies and stuff. That's your show, not mine. Unless you want to talk ski movies. Ski Patrol, maybe? No? Aspen Extreme?
Out Cold.
Out Cold?
Out Cold is still my favorite. That used to be almost every trip. We would bring a copy with us.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Oh, you're missing
You've never seen Out Cold?
I don't think so.
Oh, so fucking great.
You're missing out. It's definitely one of the better.
Which one of the brothers is it? It's not the brother from Mallrats, right?
No, they're the same guy. I'm not even convinced there's two London brothers. I think there's only one, and they just kind of fake it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jeremy and
Jason.
Jeremy and Jason.
It was one of those two. Galifianakis is maybe his first movie ever. One of those VJs from MTV, and the $1 Million Man was in.
Yes.
$6 Million Man.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
I'll tell you which London.
Fucking excellent movie. And anytime I have that song from, I don't even remember who it is.
Eve 6.
Eve 6, thank you. I have that in rotation on one of my discs. Anytime it comes on, I'll start singing and be like, fuck, why haven't I gone onto the mountain in so long?
And that's a very good question. Why haven't you gotten onto the mountain so long? And like I was saying before we started, is it the nerd stereotype? Are you just not a sports guy?
No, because that was always a rejuvenating thing for me to get on the mountain. Not just the smoking part, but being active. And there's something about like the vibration of going down a hill that like rejuvenates me for some. Which one?
Jason London.
Jason London. Okay.
Thanks, IMDb.
The IMDb.
It's also because you're like a recluse too.
Yeah, we've all three of us. That's the one thing we all have in common besides Star Wars. All of us have dealt with depression in our lives.
Yes.
Pretty sure everybody has. And I'm in the middle of my roller coaster. I don't even know where I am in it. But over the last few years, I've been getting slapped in the face with it quite a bit. But I'm getting to that point where it's coping with it and realizing I got to do stuff like get to the mountain and go down it every once in a while to feel life.
Now, you bring up a good point. I suggest it to anyone who's having like legit mental health issues, whether you're treated for it, whether you're not treated for it. Like I was on the pills. I mean, you know me, you were there for it. And but every time I go out on that hill, I stand up there, and it sounds kind of cliche and stupid, but man, I feel alive when I'm up there, just looking down and fucking getting ready to go, man. It's definitely something I tell everybody to try. If you are, feeling down, or even worse, like if you are just really shot out, man, you should do it. But then physical activity is good for that anyway. Excuse me.
To build off your corniness perspective thing, literally from perspective, if you get off of the gondola or the lift, whatever it is, and you go out and the first opening you see, I'd love to just every time sit down for a hot second as I'm strapping up and just look at it and be like, this is a completely different perspective. I've never sat and looked at the world from this way. At the very least, you should get smacked in the face by that. Like, wow, this is something different. And then breathing in that cold air while you're doing something active, it's that circle of life shit where your heat is working off of the cold and you're maintaining your personal engine pretty much perfectly.
I think a lot of it has to do too, I think, with just getting back to nature, as cliche as that sounds too. Yeah. It pulls you literally out of your norm and makes you kind of realize how insignificant all your bullshit is sometimes.
I like that, because that's what it really does. Now, Justin, have you ridden, skied, two-planked, snowboard, doesn't matter?
I've snowboarded before, yeah.
What's your count? How many times?
I want to say it was at least 3. A friend of mine used to go consistently when we were younger. So his parents were always, I would tag along, I'd go. That's how I learned to do it. Nearly broke my face the first couple times, but
it's the rules.
Yeah. But yeah, but after that, I'd never go on my own, but that's just, my own social anxiety shit that I have.
Fair enough.
But
it takes a diehard to go alone.
For me, I'm also being asthmatic. Cold weather sucks. Ooh. So I'm more of like the beach kind of guy.
Fair enough.
I like the warmer, or like I could go for a nice hike through a forest or something.
Well, then let me ask you this.
Yeah, that's not a release.
Let me ask you this then. You can head out to maybe, and I don't know if you can do it here. You can go dune riding. Do you think you'd do it?
Yeah.
Literally snowboarding or skiing a sand dune, a big one, like in the Imperial Dunes. I say it looks like the area around the Sarlacc pit because it was the area around the Sarlacc pit. That's where it was filmed. And I've been there. I'm talking 500-foot dunes. Would you do it?
Yeah, I'd probably fucking do it.
Awesome. Write it down. We'll go.
The only problem I have with that is this is where my lazy kicks in, because the best part about one of the best parts, and this is the conversation we had last week, was taking the gondola ride up. It's the ability to get high in the gondola, but also between runs, you're relaxing, you're building up your wind again. You're like, all right, now get into it. If I went down that slope, that sand slope, and then had to walk the fuck back up there,
that's what you get quads for, though.
Okay.
See, and that's also a good point. In places like that, you can usually take a 4-wheeler, UTV, something. You could take it up there. I don't think it's a function of lazy, though. It's a function of tradition. That's what you're used to. You've skied the East. That I do know. I may not have known about all the trips you've taken outside of me, but I do know you ski the East, and backcountry around here isn't as big a deal as it is out west. There are places you can hike up, earn your turns. It's not as big a deal here. However, well, maybe you are lazy. I don't know, because I would hike out.
It never even occurred to me that I could go to a mountain, not pay for a lift ticket, and just walk up and take a run. Because fuck that.
It's kind of awesome. It was. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It would have been awesome in my 20s. I've let myself go. I'm not gonna lie about it. As a 40-year-old man, I'm shot out, and I'm not going to lie. And this season's going to be pretty bad for me. It's going to hurt, but I'm going to do it anyway. You guys are in New Jersey. You thinking about hitting up that American Dream ski slope up there, that new mall?
Oh yeah, did you hear about that? That
Yeah.
indoor shit?
We were talking about that. Now, how big is this thing? Let's say my standard of comparison is generally my favorite mountain ever, Stratton, the one I've gone to more times than anything else. It's my home mountain. Compared to that, about how big is this thing?
Oh shit, I forget. It's maybe 500 vertical, and it's not even that. I don't think. Let's look it up, shall we?
Okay.
Because I honestly don't remember. It's not much. The runs themselves are like 150 feet, 200 feet. Like, it's not much. Let me see here.
I would love to do that, but that also plays into the how many assholes am I going to have to deal with?
A ton.
Because my biggest injury came when I was dealing with a bunch of assholes not knowing what they were doing.
Okay, so I was
Still be pretty fucking.
Yeah. So maybe late in its life.
I was way off, which really kind of sucks. I was just writing about this damn thing. 160-foot vertical, which is not much. Stratton's well beyond that. Let's see here. 26% grade at its steepest. Not bad. And then 1,000-foot length. So a decent run anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But you know it's going to be really expensive, at least at first. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to do it, but it's like most things in life. I wouldn't want to spend the money to do it.
And
Bungee jumping? Maybe I'd try it. Skydiving? Yeah, maybe. You're not getting into my fucking wallet to do it.
Let Travis tell you about skydiving. He has a good story about that. It's not bad, but he got motion sick on the way down and almost lost it. I think it would have been ugly. It is going to be kind of expensive, that thing up there, man. I think it's going to be $50 for a 4-hour session. So that's a little high up. Is it going to be enough for people to take the ride over from the city to go fight the traffic just to ski indoors? Now, I want to do it once because I've been itching to try one of these things. And they're popular all over Europe. Like, there's indoor ski centers all over Europe. But this is the first one in North America. I really want to try it. But $50, man, I don't know.
If it was a $50 all-day ticket, yeah, you could jam a lot of time into that. But for a window?
I mean, but think about it. For that window, that means there's only X amount of fucking people that are going to be doing it.
You hope there are.
There's no way that they...
Because you just came from Universal, where you were doing the...
Yeah, but that's a different...
This is Universal. This is supposed to be a place that has their shit in gear, and they had a Halloween Fright Night, and just let the entire state in at one time. Didn't even try to parse it out.
So, like, I'm a big Disney nerd.
Okay.
So, we go. I've gone, like, 14 or 15 times. I've done the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is it's highly priced Halloween event. They shut down early. X amount of people get to come in. There's fireworks and
something smart.
Yes,
you
trick-or-treating.
Minimize it in certain
So we were just down there for my honeymoon, and my wife was like, I really want to try Horror Nights at Universal. That's cool. I was like, yeah. I hate being scared. Not in the sense of like, oh, shit, I'm afraid. My instant reaction when someone tries to scare me is I swing.
Oh,
and the last thing I need is a lawsuit because I punched some college student in the fucking throat because he jumped out at me.
A college student with latex all over his face.
Right.
I got real blood running down his chin.
Right. That's what I don't need. I don't need that kind of hassle. But I was like, yeah, we'll do it. I'll keep myself in check. Put my hands in my pockets.
You know what? I think you're both right though with this Big Snow America, because it is kind of pricey, but it should also be a limited number of people because it is by session.
Right.
And I think there's actually a cheaper run for like a 2-hour session or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it does sound cool. Skiing inside, how cold could it be? They just lift.
Yeah, I mean, the very least, I want to experience something like that.
Right. Especially for, like I said, if they're going to limit the X amount of people on there with you, at least the experience is going to be somewhat enjoyable because you're not ass to elbow with everybody.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it works out for them. The business pages are calling this mall already a failure. I don't know what's true or not. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been down there yet.
It's a mall being put together in 2019. Better be a theme park.
There's a theme park in there. It's a Nickelodeon theme park.
Hey.
It's not even really a mall.
No, it's
an experience.
It's second only to the Mall of America in the United States. So, good luck to them. Just open the damn ski hill. December 5th is when it opens. So I'm thinking after the new year. Thinking about coming up this year, right, dude?
Yeah, I definitely want to.
Definitely should.
Yeah, it's more because I have to do. They were telling me I got to come with them to go to Disney sometime next year, and
we're gonna kidnap him anyway. But...
And I keep telling them that I don't really have the time work wise, and if I go any place out of the state that's not to visit my mother, she's gonna send an assassin to fucking kill me. So I gotta get that out of the way first. So that's a week because fucking Tennessee. I never thought the words would come out of my mouth. I'm visiting Tennessee.
Tennessee's a good place.
But after that, that's what I hear. Backed by banjo music.
Don't worry about the banjos. You'll be fine.
I mean, I don't know what else they're famous for.
There's plenty of good
They got
food.
mountains. Maybe I should take my board with me.
Yeah, you might find something open, at least within driving time. You know, North Carolina opened first on the east. So. Huh?
I definitely want to come up, if for no other reason than to hang out with everybody that I know up there. But yeah, at least because back in the day, we would go up for a week, and every other day hit the mountain. There was the idea of like, oh, every day we're gonna go, and then we do the first day. We get there like Sunday, settle in, Monday morning, get up at a good time, go hit the mountain pretty much all day long. And Pat would go 2 hours longer than the rest of us, and we're like, what the fuck are you doing, you maniac? And then the next day he would want to go up again, and we're like, you're out of your mind. Let's just take the day off. And we would stagger. We get 3 good days in. I don't even know if I could do that anymore.
It's gonna be rough. I'm not gonna lie.
We'd have to do
it's gonna be rough. I haven't done back-to-back days, God, in forever. And I mean, there was a time I used to go every day. Every single day I was out there, even for a couple of hours. Now I don't know, man. I'm dreading. I already know my first day, where it's gonna be, what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna pass off a lot of like Ski Rex media work on it. Do a few interviews, do a little talking, just so I don't have to go up there and look like a bitch. Because man, it's going to be a rough day. And the mountain's small, though. It's a small place right over the river here. Should be nice, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid, man.
Did you go last year at all?
No, I didn't go last year at all. Last year was a rough year for me.
That's not surprising.
You know, for a lot of reasons.
Okay.
And, but man, I'm just going to go. Well, I think about when we all went to Seven Springs out in western Pennsylvania. Now, I didn't like that mountain. I'm not going to lie about it. So that kind of did put a damper on it. But I felt like garbage by the time we were done. And we didn't even do a full day that day.
Was that the trip where we surprised Pat? Or was that a different
That was the trip. Me, you, and Mike C. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a nice enough mountain. But I'm the kind of guy who, if I'm playing a racing game, I have to learn the tracks before I have fun on there. I think that's another reason I love Stratton so much. You'd be like, all right, we're going to go down this one. We're going to go over this one. Like, oh, yeah, I know all of those tracks. I know all of those slopes. So this would be perfectly fine. This is a fresh place, and it's unnerving. And it was pretty dense there. There was a good amount of people.
I think the thing that got to me the most was the no safety bar on the chair. I don't know why that bent me the way it did. It just did.
Because it's dumb?
It was kind of dumb. The lifties were kind of...
Yeah.
It was weird. And, dude, that was where the one-handed lifty touched you, if I remember correctly. Was that you?
Well, I don't remember.
Oh,
it might have. Wait, it probably wasn't me. I think I remember that. Lay out what you remember of this, because I don't know if I heard this story.
I remember. I could swear it was that trip. So maybe it was Patrick. But one of the lifties was one-handed, not hook, not anything. He just was missing a hand for whatever reason. We didn't talk to him, and
we weren't sensors on this.
Yeah, and just he stopped. Whomever I was with, I was on the outside. Whoever I was with was on the inside. So the lifty was right there, and he stopped him with the hand. It was just a wrist. And we sat down, and whoever I was with was a little weirded out by it. You know, just like, he just touched me without the hand. I was like, so? Who cares? That wasn't you?
But I don't remember that. I think that would, and it's irrational, but it would have fucked with you. Because it's like, there's that natural thing you have when, that person's missing an arm. I shouldn't be staring at him.
I mean,
I'm going to stop staring at him. Fuck, I'm still staring. Not like they asked for it. Why am I doing this? Why can't I look away? I'm an asshole, aren't I?
I guess it's just...
I have a fun story involving an amputee.
Ooh, amputee stories. Is it porn?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Fair enough.
Right.
Let's do it.
So I knew this lady who worked at a salon 2 doors down from the one deli I used to work at. One of her employees came in one day and she was telling us, she's like, you're not going to believe this shit. There was this guy who used to come in to our deli all the time to get breakfast. A nice guy. but he was missing his left arm from elbow down. Well, apparently him and her were kind of screwing around. It got out that she asked him to, I'm not going to say fist because that would involve having a hand, but to nub,
Oh my God, dude.
her.
To nub love her?
Yeah.
Nub love. We got nub.
And there's your nerd tie-in, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's a hell of a story. You don't even have to take it any further. That's just awesome as it is.
Yeah, she took it for far enough.
I mean, that's to each their own. I don't care. You can't shock me, and you just can't. Like if the lifty would have done it to me, it wouldn't even have been a story. I wouldn't have cared. But the lifties were actually the first rude lifties I ever met at that mountain. That's the only ones I ever talked to. Every last lifty is chill as fuck and just happy to be there. And these dudes were just shot out and done. The mountain stunk. I didn't like it. I'm going on record right now saying I didn't like it. It made one of the top mountains in the East. I don't know how. I just don't.
I wasn't utterly impressed by it at all. It was a really weird area for me altogether. Like the hotel we got was kind of like, all right, it's a nice enough hotel. I'm used to being like either really close to the mountain or right on the mountain. That one year we got that spot, like we literally walked across the road and we were on the mountain. That was a great time. So it's not like I need to have a 5-star hotel, but the place just felt kind of cheap corporate.
It was cheap corporate. That's a great way to put it. I remember that year. That's the year.
The building was like it was designed in the 70s and never updated.
It was never updated. Patrick was telling me some of those condos go for like $1 million. I was like, the ones falling down? Jeez, paying for that. Like some of the ones I've seen up here, actually over at Stowe in Vermont, it's another mountain, it's right over here. I don't know why I'm pointing. It's so stupid. But they have a couple condos up there for like $10 million. I laugh at that. Jesus. I laugh at that. That's stupid. Nobody's paying that. I doubt they sold them. It's a nice place, nice town. But $10 million is a little silly for me. I would never pay it. You know?
A lot of money.
What was that?
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
And you know the people who are buying them, they're not their live-in place. That's a recreational situation. Mm-hmm. So anybody with money like that, fuck you.
Shit. I mean, not for nothing, but Disney has their own little community, Golden Oak, that you could buy a house on property.
Oh, there you go.
And they'll take you to the parks and everything. Those go from 1 to like 2.5 mil. Yeah, that's on Disney property
in a warm place.
Yeah. They're gorgeous. They got like infinity pools and shit, and hot tubs with like Mickey spitting water. I'd pay $1 million for that. I ain't paying $10 million on a fucking mountain.
No, I don't think I'd pay $10 million even if I had it. I found a whole mountain for sale for 1.7 mil in Colorado. It wasn't like a whole big ski mountain. It was small, low vertical, but it was like a ranch. It had like 2 houses, a garage with a car lift in it. You could fix your car. Had like 3 RV hookups. It was ridiculous. 1.7 mil, perfect. If I had 1.7 mil,
that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. If you had like not stupid money, if like you came into either through business or the lottery or something, like $5 million, that sounds like a perfect investment. Yeah. You're not thinking about turning it into a business. You're just buying an area and telling the world to fuck off. I'm going to do everything I want to here.
That's what I was thinking. I was exactly like, this is mine. I can have my friends come visit. We'll ski a little bit. That's it. There was actually a private hill up here that was ready to go for, I think they wanted like $7 million for the entire mountain. And it was a little bigger. Had a few lifts on it, everything. Just down the hill in Vermont. It's been closed for a while, I think. And, or maybe they're open. I don't know. But it for $7 million, it was well worth it. We didn't take you to Haystack, did we?
I don't think so. That's one of those that was always thrown around. I'm pretty sure all we ever did was Stratton
and Mount Snow.
I don't think we ever did anything else. I think like Okemo was thrown around, but we never did.
We never went up there. No, with the ski trip, I mean, let's be honest. Skiing, and this will bring me to another point, but skiing is an expensive sport. The equipment's high priced. The tickets are getting higher and higher every year. The lodging is kind of expensive. So we were going where we could get tickets, and that was usually Stratton because Travis still worked there. He'd get them from his friends who weren't using them, and then we'd use them. But
Beautiful.
It was
Oh,
beautiful.
it was so great. All we had to do was rent a place, or the years that we got Lauren's uncle's
Exactly.
condo thingy, his cabin.
Zero.
Oh man, we go up there with like $100 to our name and come back with 90.
Yeah, it was beautiful. That
Ah,
was the good way to do it. That's why I always loved working for the ski hill, man. I skied for free for years. It was wonderful, beautiful. But that was why we didn't go up to a chemo. Chemo's expensive. That's why we didn't go to Killington. Killington's expensive. But there's ways around that if you're a diehard now. The mega passes, they don't cost a lot, you know. For you guys, it's closer to go to somewhere like the Poconos where you could go and, you know, spend 50, $60 on a day ticket and get a good day of riding in. Yeah.
and that's the only place I've been to without you guys. I went to Camelback one time, and
Oh,
it's comparatively very tiny. When you get to the top of the skiable area and you look down, and I felt like, all right, I'm at the teddy bear right now.
yeah.
There's not much to this
Camelback is
for $50.
Camelback's very small, but it's one of my favorite hills, bar none. Like, I love it there. I've been there a few times. That's actually the year you guys stayed on the mountain where you only had to walk across the street, really. I hurt my back, so I couldn't go, and I did it at Camelback. Rock and roll.
Yeah.
And actually, that was karma, because I walked out on the other person who was hurt. One of the kids I was with broke his wrist up there fooling around, so I left him.
Well, that's
Huh?
his own fault. You don't fuck around and expect nothing to
It's
happen.
true, and he knew that, and he accepted it. I took him down. His mom was with his brother, and I sent them over to the first aid shack. But they have night skiing there, and I don't get to do that a lot. And I wanted to take more runs, so I said, "While you guys are here, I'm just gonna go take runs." Kind of a dick move, but I did it anyway. And then, crashed, burn, and month of physical therapy and walking bent over. So, what are you gonna do?
That is the only place I've night skied. That's right. I totally forgot I did that. We were there for a while.
Yep.
Because there were so many fucking people there. We're like, all right, starting to thin out now that it's later. Let's go for a few more runs.
Yeah, night skiing's it's a wonderful thing. I enjoy it. I love it. I'm afraid of the dark, and I love it. Like, I'll be out there all day. I don't care if bears come out or nothing. I'll just jump over them or something. Not that I jump. Actually, here's something I can bring to you. Since you're 40 like me, like Trav will be in a couple days, you know. We've decided that we don't have to impress anybody anymore. We don't have to bomb hills. We don't have to try and go as fast as we can. We just go up. We're with our friends. We come down. We're with our friends, and that's it. What do you think?
It was never about that for me trying to impress, because I knew I didn't have the skill to impress anyone on that mountain. The most impressive I was trying to be is like, holy shit, you made it down here within 5 minutes of us. Good job. Maybe we'll stick together next time. Because you never wanted to wait for anybody else. It'd be like, we'd get up there and be like, all right, we're going to take this first run together. And we all knew we were lying to each
Yeah,
other.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I remember one time in particular at Stratton, Trav and I were more experienced. I don't want to say better, because that, you know, that you haven't been doing it nearly as long. So obviously we're just more experienced.
But that does equate. That equates to better.
I guess.
I'll get
Seasoned.
Yeah,
Seasoned.
seasoned is fine.
skilled.
I remember we bombed this one diamond trail, and we bombed it right into snow guns, which we were fine with. I don't know if you remember this, because I remember we stopped to wait, and we're standing there doing this number, looking up, and looking down, and looking up. And finally, you and Patrick came down, I remember. And even Patrick was a little afraid that day. And he wasn't afraid of anything. He's just not afraid to die. But that day, he was. And I remember you weren't all that, I don't want to say mad, but you definitely weren't happy.
Yeah, because like anything with a black diamond is disconcerting. Because I know I know I need to get up speed to go down this mountain wherever I'm going. It's usually on a blue or a green. All right, I can maintain that speed. And there's a handful of runs on Stratton specifically where it levels off. And now that I know those spots, all right, I need to get speed here, maintain, and then I'm gonna be going up and down. And I can on a diamond, all I'm doing is stalling.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm gonna have to pick the right spot to stop stalling, bomb out, so I can get over that flat spot and not have to do this for a minute and a half.
On the flats? On the wonderful
Yes.
anti-snowboarder flat, man?
Yeah, shoulders so hurting. Oh, that's right. I spent half of the day doing this.
Yeah. You got to know when to bomb and when not to bomb on a snowboard, man. I stay off the snowboard. I've never gotten the hang of it. It's same thing. That's why I stay out of the park. I'll go watch. I'll go watch in a park, and I'll fake like I know what I'm doing. I'll ski backwards all day. You've seen me do that. You're like, look, I'm good. I'm not good. I'm not even that good. I'm skilled. I'm not good. Which is why I didn't want to say really better, just more experienced. God, we're just telling a lot of stories here, aren't we? This could turn into a whole story episode, but we won't do that. That's probably about what we'll get for the clashing of the cultures, nerd culture and ski culture. They just, if you don't ask, you don't know. Then don't go with the stereotypes that people who watch, science fiction movies and television aren't athletic. It's an old stereotype, the jock versus
anime nerds.
Huh?
Yeah.
Or anime nerds.
Or anime, your pick, whatever it may be. And like in science fiction goes along with skiing too. You ever seen Avalanche Sharks? Probably not.
That's a movie?
That's a movie. I haven't seen it.
Sci-fi?
Huh?
Is that
a sci-fi original?
No, I don't want to.
Sounds like.
I don't want to say it's Asylum because that could be wrong.
All right, let's.
He's going to use IMDb. He's already got it loaded up.
Avalanche Sharks takes place at Mammoth Mountain, California. Big mountain, high up in the air, up there.
Oh, shit, it is a real movie.
Oh yeah, dude, I wouldn't lie to you.
Which one's the one with Bruce Campbell? Is that Ski Patrol?
No, that was
contest that turns into a horrifying affair when it's hit by a shark avalanche.
It's like Sharknado. And I love.
Yeah.
Except they make it suckier. Do we have a name in there at all? Any decent people in?
No, man.
They're all pretty.
They're all very
there's
pretty.
some pretty chicks in. Yeah.
They're insane.
Even the men are pretty. Wow, look at that jawline.
Oh yeah, man.
Right? It looks like David Boyer, but I bet he's even good looking.
Oh yeah, they didn't play with the cast for looks. They just didn't really get a cast. The one with Bruce Campbell and Sean Astin was called what the hell was that called? Icebreakers. Icebreakers, man, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
Seen that? But you've seen Icebreakers?
Yeah, I have seen that.
Sea Patrol.
Yeah.
But you didn't run into Out Cold yet.
No.
I gotta get a copy of Out Cold.
Out Cold is great. I have my copy. I have a lot of different ski movies actually. But Icebreaker.
Legitimately love that movie. It's got some of the best pranks ever.
Oh, it's wonderful. It really is. Trav and I tell it straight up. That's just an exaggerated form of our life in the late 90s. Like, it was a little exaggerated. We were underage, so we weren't partying as hard at that point in our lives. But, man, and the crazy-ass pranks we weren't doing either. And we weren't driving around in a Nova with a friggin' big-ass plow on the front. But, yeah, that was pretty much our life coming out of high school, man. That was us. And it's kind of wonderful, actually.
Remember, every trip, someone would be like, all right, we're going to do that challenge. We're going to do King of the Mountain.
Yep.
Beginning of the movie, they have to see who the king of the mountain is, who the best skier or snowboarder on the mountain is. You have to go down with a beer mug and not spill any.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And Jason, right? Not Jeremy?
Yes.
Jason. Jason wins by doing some golden child type trickery. I'll give you that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plays it smart.
The golden child.
It's pretty hard.
Better
Off Dead.
Ski movie?
Better Off Dead ski movie. Yes.
Right?
Okay,
Absolutely.
Actually, we got to bring up this thing.
That might be my favorite.
We got to bring up this thing.
Okay. Go for it.
His father, my uncle.
Yeah.
We're all a big movie family, and we have this debate. Yeah, we have this debate with him. He believes that The Replacements. Now, Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman. It's a personal favorite for us. You know this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you consider that a comedy or a sports movie?
It's a comedic sports movie, man.
Thank
you. There is a crossover.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's just a comedy. Half of the fucking movie is spent on a football field.
See, it's literally the same thing as like fucking Major League.
Yeah, it is.
Major League is definitely a baseball movie.
Yeah, it's a comedic sports movie. That's all it is.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, no worries. No, Better Off Dead is definitely a ski movie. Ski bum favorite right there, man. People love it. Lane Meyer skiing, the K-12 and Stan Darsh and all that other shit that South Park ripped off in that one episode, the Aspen episode.
What's worse, not being able to speak English or the only English you could speak is being learned from Howard Cosell.
I would love to speak like Howard Cosell all day. Are you kidding me?
Lane Meyer.
Actually, Lane Meyer follows me on Twitter, and I follow him in return. So that's kind of awesome.
That's great.
Actually, I think Charles DeMar does too. I don't know. It's it's goofy, but it's fun.
Look at all this snow. Do you know the street value of this mountain?
God, man, I miss the snow. I wish it would snow here. You guys ready for New Jersey's winter? It's supposed to be just as bad as ours.
Yeah.
Well, I got my camper working and I got a heater, so technically I'm ready.
Fair enough.
Emotionally, fuck no.
Oh, it's gonna be banging here in the. I don't know. Now I keep tabs on winter everywhere because I love winter, and I like to ski and all that good winter sports stuff. The West last year was just decimated. Snow for ages.
Yeah.
The ski mountains didn't close down until June and July, and the way high ups were open year round. Like people were skiing through the season, through summer this year. It was actually kind of wonderful. If you can go up to the high country, I have trouble going up in the high country. For those of you who get altitude sickness, respect. But this year it's going to be us here in the East, New England especially, New Jersey. Yeah, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be brutal.
Great.
In fact, you're going to want to.
Yeah.
You're going to need that snowboard ready just to get to work.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Which is fine, man. No, nothing wrong with snowboarding to work. But
I'm a mailman.
What's that?
But I'm a mailman, so I fucking hate the winter.
If you look hard enough, I can't remember. I think it is somewhere of mail being delivered on skis. Now in out cold, there was a paper boy on a snowboard, but I think someone else did it on skis first. I could be wrong about that though. I've been wrong before. So there you go. I think 40 minutes of yapping about ski stories and stuff and just freestyling with no real topic, that'll work. That's all Ski Rex Media Rantcast right there. Just go at it, shoot from the hip, and see what's the what. I will call you guys back, though, when we do the marijuana and skiing show once we get unofficial Travis back in here when he's done with Harvest. So thank you for coming on, guys. I appreciate that. I it's kind of an abrupt closing.
Thanks for
but I
having
wanna
us.
keep you... You were saying?
So thanks for having us.
Oh, there you go. I thought I lost you there for a second. I was about to get upset. All right, so
Looked like it.
go ahead and plug away. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
We are Nerdaties, and you can find us at nerdaties.wixsite.com. You can go over to Facebook and like us over there at facebook.com/nerdaties. Follow us on Twitter because everybody else does, even Chris Jericho at Nerdaties.
That happened this week.
It did.
Wow, Chris Jericho. I'm with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll then just wrap this up. I would do my own plugin, but everything I have is written down in the description. All the emails, everything, the website, you'll find it, trust me. And you'll find their stuff as well. Thanks for coming again, guys. Thank you, Mike, doing this on your birthday. Happy birthday, man. All right. And we'll check everybody on the flip-flop, man. Laters.
Peace.
Word of rock.